Not an alarm, a notification. $12.14. Dividend payment received. That money won't pay your rent. It might not even cover your lunch. You didn't do anything for it. You were asleep. But you stare at it longer than you should because it feels different from your paycheck. Your paycheck is a trade. Hours for dollars, time for money. This is something else. This is a rumor that there's another way to get paid. You go to work like always. Same badge, same coffee, same fluorescent hum. But you check your phone 4 more times before lunch, doing the same quiet math. What if this got bigger? In this video, the 8 levels between that first $12 ping and the moment quitting stops being a fantasy and starts being math.
Quick disclaimer before we go further. This isn't a promise that everyone should quit their job, and it isn't a guarantee of any fixed return. These numbers are an illustrative roadmap. Your real expenses, taxes, and income sources will change the exact figures. But here's what won't change. Passive income rewires your relationship with money, one bill at a time. And the first level is so small, almost everyone dismisses it. Level 1 is your first recurring payment. Maybe it's $12.14. Maybe it's $4.80. The amount isn't the point. The point is that money arrived while you were doing something else. Sleeping, driving, sitting through a meeting you hated. For the first time, money showed up without asking for another hour of your life. Your paycheck says, you worked, so you earned. Passive income says, the thing you built kept working without you. Those are 2 completely different sentences, and once you hear the second one, you can't unhear it. Rule number 1. Passive income doesn't feel real until it's recurring. 1 payment is a coincidence. 10 payments is a system.
Level 2 is around $87 a month. That's your phone bill. At your desk, your coworker, the one who wears his overtime like a badge, mentions his phone bill went up again, and he's annoyed about it. You don't say anything. You just think, mine's already covered. Not smugly, just quietly, like knowing a secret nobody asked you to keep. $87 doesn't change your life, but it changes a conversation in your head. 1 bill, out of your paycheck's control, permanently. And once 1 bill stops belonging to your job, you start asking which one's next. Rule number 2. The first bill you replace is never the biggest one. It's the smallest one that proves the model works. Level 3 is around $340 a month. Electricity, internet, maybe both. This is the loneliest level, and here's exactly why. Nobody around you can see it. Your friends don't know, your family doesn't know. If you told them, they'd say cool and go back to their phones. You're carrying something that feels enormous to you and invisible to everyone else. You start checking a spreadsheet at night after everyone's asleep, the same way some people check a bank balance out of anxiety, except you're checking it out of something closer to disbelief. Rule number 3. The tiers that matter most to your future are the ones that matter least to everyone watching you build them.
Level 4 is around $1,200 a month. Rent, or half a mortgage. Remember the last time something broke at the worst possible moment? For a lot of people, it's a car. A check engine light on a random Tuesday, and you're sitting in a parking lot doing math you didn't want to do. Rent due Friday, the repair quote on your lap, your paycheck already spent in your head before it even lands. At $1,200 in passive income, that Tuesday doesn't threaten your whole month anymore. Not because you make more, because you need less from your job to survive the emergency. Rule number 4. Passive income's first job isn't to replace your salary. It's to replace your fear.
Pause here, because this is where most people make a mistake. They look at the monthly income and forget to ask, how much money had to be invested to create it? Using a hypothetical, non-guaranteed 4% annual rate, purely for illustration, $87 a month would take roughly $26,100 invested. $1,200 a month about $360,000. $2,700 a month, about $810,000. And $6,800 a month, about $2.04 million. Real returns, taxes, and fees will change these numbers. But the point stands. This isn't scaring you off. It's stopping you from confusing income with wealth. Level 5 is around $2,700 a month, your full survival number. Housing, food, utilities, transportation, the entire base layer of staying alive, covered by money that never asks you to clock in. This is where the psychology flips. Up until now, your job has been necessary. At $2,700, it becomes optional for survival and chosen for everything else. You don't quit. You keep going to work, same desk, same badge, but your posture changes. You push back on a task you'd have swallowed 6 months ago. Your manager doesn't know why. You do. Rule number 5. Once passive income covers your floor, your job stops being your foundation and starts being your choice.
Level 6 is around $4,500 a month. And for a lot of you watching, that's close to what your job pays you right now. Sit with that for a second. One version of that number costs you 40 hours a week, a commute, a manager, a performance review. The other version costs you nothing but time already spent and money already invested. Your coworker asks why you seem different lately. You say you're fine. You don't say, I found out I don't need this desk anymore. I'm just still sitting in it. Rule number 6. The scariest number isn't the one you don't have yet. It's the one you already match. Because now staying becomes a decision, not a necessity. Level 7 is around $6,800 a month. But this isn't automatically everyone's quit number. It's the quit number only once it covers your actual expenses, with room for taxes, healthcare, and the emergencies life keeps throwing at you. People imagine quitting is a leap. It isn't. It's arithmetic. One Thursday, you finally do the math you've been avoiding, and it lands somewhere it's never landed before. You'd have more doing less. You don't quit in a blaze of glory. You quit on a normal Thursday with a 2-week notice and a manager who never saw it coming because you never looked like someone building an exit. You looked like someone who was just tired. Not angry, just tired. Rule number 7. Quitting isn't a feeling of readiness. It's a calculation that keeps landing on the same answer.
You hand it in on a Tuesday afternoon, not a Friday, because you want 2 clean weeks, not a weekend of dread in between. Your manager reads it twice, like the words might rearrange themselves into something less final. You feel almost nothing. Not triumph, not fear, just the quiet of a decision that was made weeks ago on a spreadsheet and is only now catching up to the calendar. That's what financial independence usually feels like. Not fireworks. Relief. Level 8 is around $11,000 a month. This is the lifestyle tier, the one your old coworkers will never see because you're not at the desk to be seen anymore. Here's the part that surprises most people. The emotional relief peaked way earlier, back at level 5. Everything after that has been scale, not survival. The fear left your body at $2,700. Everything past that point is optional. Now the questions change. Not can I survive, but where do I want to live? Not can I afford this, but do I even want it? Rule 8. Money keeps compounding long after your fear stops. The wealth after that point is optional. The wealth up to that point was the whole point.
Somewhere right now, someone is lying in bed at 6:47 a.m. and their phone buzzes. Not an alarm, a notification. $12.14. They don't know it's level 1 yet. They just think it's a small, strange little bonus that showed up for no reason. They'll go to work today, same as always. They'll check their phone 4 more times before lunch, doing the same quiet math you once did. They don't know that the distance between that $12 ping and quitting their job isn't 10 years of grinding harder. It's 8 levels of letting money do the one thing their paycheck never could: show up whether they do or not. Your bank will never send you a notification that says you're 43% of the way to never needing us again. You have to find that out yourself, one small payment at a time, until the payments add up to a life that doesn't need permission. So where do you actually start? Not at $11,000, not at quitting. Start with the first bill you could realistically replace. Maybe it's your phone bill. Maybe it's internet. Maybe it's just one recurring payment that proves the system is beginning to work. Comment the first bill you'd replace with passive income, and subscribe, because next video, we're breaking down exactly how much capital each of these levels takes to build, and where to start with your first dollar.